Marabenta. Yeah. Umesikia vile wimbo ni tamu, Marabenta. That is a song from El Puto. I'm saying it with an accent because I assume this is how Mozambique feels like. Like, that is how Portuguese sounds. Now, Would Dize by El Puto. Add it to your playlist if you liked it. We're getting our music from Spotify, but we just come back for our second part of the show, which is usually the podcast part of the show. And if you're just coming in, this is the In All Honesty podcast coming to you every Monday morning on TBC Radio from 7 to 9 a.m. with yours truly, Olive Orawo, right here on IG Live. And do not worry if you've missed the first hour. Don't worry. Palebyolive.com. The link is always in my bio. You'll find the full episode from Tuesday onwards, because this show is on Monday. From Tuesday onwards, you'll find the full episode. You can download it for only 75 Kenyan shillings. And also, if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can join our membership for only 322 shillings per month, and you get all the full episodes. That is if you want to catch the first hour. But for the second hour that we're just coming into, you'll find it in where you stream your podcast, whether it's Spotify, AfriPods, or even Amazon Music, Castbox, where you get your podcast. You'll get this second hour from tomorrow onwards. And today we were talking about social media pressures and what is your relationship with social media. So we've had quite a lengthy discussion in the first hour. And right now, I said today I don't have a confession. I don't even know if it's social media like. Maybe it's even more con than it is social media, but anyway, we were talking about the pressures of social media, and this was actually inspired by a couple of things. We saw on social media there was a lot of traffic that came on around International Women's Day event, where a woman was kicked out because they had a child. So that was a thing. And there was a lot going on social media, and I was just like, okay, guys, do you even realize that this is not... this event was not for you. It's just another corporate event. Maybe just don't get angry about everything online, as well as celebrities clout chasing. You've seen Bahati. Bahati gifting Diana Marua. Sijuni, how many days of gifting? 12 or 14, I don't know. Yeah, so every day she's getting a new gift, and they're extravagant gifts. So I thought it was all fun and games until outside social media, I had people actually setting standards in their relationships with regards to what they saw Bahati do for Diana. Nikasema, guys, are you sure? Are you serious? As well as we've talked about trigger baiting on social media. You'll find that there are people who really like to bait people with triggers. So we've talked, the things we mentioned was how you'll be told, sijui Kalenjin men have done what, sijui Luo men have done what. Be very keen when someone is trigger baiting you, and the peer pressures of social media as well. Maybe you have friends on social media who look like they're doing so well. You have strangers on social media who are about your age and they seem like they're doing so well. Tumeongelea, nimeona 247 crochets ndiye ameingia. Unasalimiana at 8. You have no kneel outside the class. We've talked about strangers. Tumeongelea story ya people who are restocking fridges. Have you seen restocking fridges videos? Unajiuliza, wewe iko wapi mboga? When do you eat even meat? Yani, mtu ameka sijui, is it even healthy to go buy, I don't know, like 20 cans of soda? Is that normal? Is that sugar? Like, hey, it's okay. It's okay. So that's some of the things that we've talked about, as well as someone who wants to get into the content creation scene. That is the influencer space, the things you'll need to watch out for. So those are the things that we've talked about in the first hour. And some of them, of course, will spill into the second hour. And I asked people about their take on social media. So we've had a couple of comments come in. So I just want to read those before we continue on to our confession, which is one long one. Joy Violet, you're saying my take. So I guess your take is coming up. 247, hello, beautiful people. 247, hello, good morning, and thank you for joining the live. Karibu sana. I hope you're having a lovely take. So Joy Violet, your take is, 1, people only post the best parts of their lives. Very true. It's extremely true. 2, what they post, so do not... or 2 is, influencers are paid to showcase what they post. So do not compare yourself. Do not compete with them. Yes. That is something that we have said here. And hate comments are usually from people projecting their insecurities. This one we've been knowing. And I think even I've heard it from celebrities who've been in the scene for a very long time, still saying, utaona hate comment moja na hiyo ndo itaku keep up at night, because our brains tend to register most traumatic situations than they register good situations. So you have 1,000 good comments, but huyu mtu mmoja tu mwenye alisema na hiyo kichwa yako kubwa, sasa hiyo ndo umeshindia. So I love the points that Joy Violet has put across. People only post the best parts of their lives. That is true. Because if something happens to me today, I'm not going to come here and post. Hata juzi niligonjeka. I didn't come on social media to be like, guys, I'm not doing well. No, I'll wait nipone, alafu nikuje nikwambie, guys, unajua karibu nikufe, guys. So at the end of the day, people only post the highlights. And there's this time a friend was asking a fellow influencer, no, not an influencer, but a friend was asking an influencer friend, ati, hey, you're doing so well. And the influencer said, oh, unaona highlights. And I think that was very important to me, that people realize what you're seeing are only highlights. I won't post when I'm in the pits. I won't post when I'm struggling with money. I won't post all these things. But also also be very careful that if people say they won't post these things, there are people who hapo ndo sasa wamenogea. Hapo sasa kwa kubait watu na huruma. Because these people also for coming here every day with pay bills. Naomba mchango. Yes, those ones have also noticed on social media, but that one we've talked about it under baiting. That could go under baiting. So people come on social media and they already know if you appeal to people's emotions, people will give you money or whatever. So kila siku mtu ana shida, amekuja to sijui what has happened to me, guys. And Kenyans, I am to do an analysis, a psychoanalysis for how Kenyans and huruma, that codependency we have with being victims. We have to talk about it, because then ile kuoshwa mnaoshwa huku, hata Omo wants to leave the market. Kila siku lazima mnaoshwa na mtu. Na alikuja tu na story ya huruma. So we also need to look at that, but that is it's under rage baiting. They'll bait you with your emotions. So that's something you also have to be very keen with. Yes, Joy Violet has mentioned that social influencers are actually paid to showcase those things. So while you think maybe Bahati ana gift dana marua kila siku, maybe akona partnership na showroom. Your showroom anaenda anaonesha magari. And it's done, it's scripted very well, so it looks like a love story. Wewe umeenda huko ukaambia bwana yako sasa, I want you to give me for 7 days. Yeah, the things you people do, hata saa zingine mimi ukatu hivi najiuliza. Ama ni mimi nina shida. Maybe it's me who has a problem. How do you take something from social media and go set standards in your real life? Yeah. And then also hate comments usually come from people who are projecting. That one is very true. It is them, let them go and unpack, and always remind yourself it's them, it's not me. As I said, my sister once said, that sounds like an issue, not an ish me. So go and search out your things. Emily Wilson.1, you're saying, hi Olave, do you charge people for consultation? Is this consultation with regards to emotional intelligence? Yes, I do charge 1,000 shillings for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Yes, that is for emotional intelligence. But I don't know what else you're talking about for consultation. You can check by olive.com. The link is in my site, and all the services I offer are actually there, whether it's podcasting, whether it's EQ. Yes, just check. I have it there. But mostly, yes. Emily Wilson, you also say people on social media. People on social media. Hey. Social media people are raging. This is where you will see every type of character. I even doubt kama ni huruma. I think ni ujinga. Hey, tuseme tu hivyo, sio? Tuseme tu hivyo, because at some point you gotta love yourself. You gotta have a standard, my sister. Because ni kila siku mnaoshwa. Kwanza nilisema Facebook is the number 1. I said Kenyans have a corn king. Hakuna mwaka itapita amjaoshwa. Na mmeoshwa millions every other year. Someone ameoshwa. Watu wameoshwa. Na it's people in masses. Watu wakioshwa mtu hajaoshwa ati mtu moja. Ni watu walikuja wote 1,000 mumeoshwa. Nyinyi wote. Every single year. So this idea of being baited by huruma, you have to be very careful about it. Now, if you're just coming in, a happynature.adventure 1, you are asking what are your rates. Right now for EQ, I'm charging 1,000 per session. A session is 1 hour and 30 minutes. For consultation for podcasting, it's 2,000. That is for individual podcasting. We also have corporate podcasting where we'll have to discuss the rates, because corporates usually want, like, the setup is very different from someone who just wants to start their own podcast. So those are the 2 consultations that I offer. So I don't know what else you wanted to know, but as I've said, by olive.com, the link is in my bio. Please just check it out. Everything that I'm offering is over there, and then you can always contact me, and then we talk from there onwards. So don't worry, we can always talk. If you're just coming in, this is the In All Honesty podcast, coming to you every Monday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on our TBC Radio show on Instagram Live with yours truly, Olive Orawo. And this is the second hour where we usually have confessions. And today we are talking about social media pressures. What is the what is your relationship with social media? So we've talked about a couple of things, what triggered this conversation, and some of the things that we should watch out for when interacting with people on social media or when just being on social media in general. So I have a confession here. I don't know whether it is related to social media, but it's very long, and I hope nimechoka hata kuisoma. Let me read what Happy Nature says first. I think people should realize that no one is living a perfect life, and it is okay to live a weird life, or rather a unique life. Yes, it is okay. It is, that is what we've said in the first hour. We've said, remind yourself constantly. One, I'm in my own timeline. I have my own timeline. And two, also remind yourself, whatever you're seeing on social media is not full context. When you see Olave post a video ya kupika on Monday, na amepost video ingine ya kupika on Sunday, ebu jiulize, between Tuesday to Saturday, what was Olave eating? What was Olave doing? You don't have full context of someone's life on social media, okay? So remember that constantly, and I hope it helps to ground you as you continue to interact on social media. So let me start on this very long confession, and I hope it actually relates to social media. So this person says, I've lied to, deceived, and manipulated a lot of people in order to become successful. It worked. Hey, my Lord. This is something I will never admit to anyone in my real life. I was raised in a very abusive household. I am talking about being starved, beaten up, and locked in my room on a daily basis. I was badly bullied at school because my parents did not give me clean clothes. I used to hand wash my blood-stained clothes in the bathroom while my parents were asleep, because I thought if people noticed blood stains on my clothes and figured out what was going on at home, my parents would murder me. At first, I started lying in order to survive, to avoid going home after school, to avoid being beaten up and or bullied. I was terrified, alone, and desperate, so I didn't think twice about it. Then, as I grew up, teachers found out that I was academically talented. They encouraged me to participate in a few national school competitions, and I won all of them. My name appeared in the national newspaper. All of a sudden, I was given attention and affection. Two things I was deprived of my whole life. Teachers treated me favorably, and the bullying stopped. Some kids actually wanted to befriend me and praised me for my accomplishments, and I, for the first time in my life, felt that my existence was valid. Slowly, I became more obsessed with the power and success, since I believed that becoming successful was the only way I could protect myself. I never did anything illegal because I was not an idiot, and I knew that the risk would never be worth the reward. But I was willing to do anything that could put me in a higher social status. When I was asked a question, I would give people whatever I thought they wanted to hear, instead of my honest opinions. At college, I manipulated recommendation letters out of professors by lying about my home situation and career aspirations. I lied on my resumes and during job interviews. Two plastic surgeries, not because I did not like my appearance, but because I knew that being conventionally attractive would grant more power to me. I learned how to change my facial expressions instantly and how to keep a poker face under pressure. I cut underachievers out of my life as soon as they stopped being useful to me. Hey, the heater, it's hot like a heater. When I was in my 20s and still honing my craft, many people could call out on my lies. But as I grew older and more experienced, I became a much better liar and more charismatic manipulator. And the results I gained were better than I could have ever hoped. Mnakumbuka maandamano? I hope you are still with me. Needless to say, I have many enemies who openly badmouth me and would love to spit at me as I walk past them. But that does not change the fact that I am making more money than all of them combined. Kiburi. I wanted to become successful so I would be treated with respect, so that I would be bullied so that I will not be bullied or abused ever again. In short, I wanted to become invincible, and I've become just that. So why I am confessing all of this on the internet? Because there's a part of me that keeps reminding me that I am not a good person for doing everything I have done. I am constantly aware of the fact that there are a lot of honest, hardworking people who will rightfully condemn me. I feel that I am inferior as a human being to highly virtuous people, and this inferiority complex is the main drive behind all my social or work donations. And this inferiority complex, his inferiority complex is the main drive behind the social work he's doing and the donations he makes, I guess, to charity or whatever. Okay. But I also know that if I were to go back in time, I would still do exactly the same things. I don't know why. A part of me hates myself for being a despicable person that I am, but another part of me applauds me for becoming exactly what I wanted to be. After all, I stopped being a weak, hopeless kid whose life and safety were at the mercy of other people's whims, didn't I? I managed to build a life of my own in spite of all the nightmarish things and mental illnesses I had to endure as a kid. Still, I have so many enemies that I can never relax, and I've spent my entire life in a survival mood, which is often exhausting and depressing. I would be lying if I said I've never been envious of people with ordinary, simple lives. There are times, more often than I care to admit, when I lie awake at night reminiscing about rules I've cheated and people I've abandoned and people I have abandoned. So I really don't know what to think. I don't even know what I am feeling right now. Just needed to get this off my chest. Yeah, thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts about this confession, I want to hear your thoughts about this confession. Just in case I've missed anything on the comments here. Yo, this is an actual con. Now telling you the story. Hey, hiya, let me start from the beginning so I give my thoughts. At first I started lying. So the first thing he's given us a backstory. The backstory he's given us is for how he was abused as a child, like the bullying, and then upbringing at home was not very stable. There was abuse at home, and then at school there was now bullying due to the abuse. And this man swore to themselves. They said, I will never do such a thing. I will never be bullied again. So I love that they're giving us the backstory for what they are right now, but they're also telling us that they are very restless in their life and they're sort of surviving on survival mode, but they've made it out big. So I think this is the stories that we were being told as children. And I said this is one of the things that we also have to be careful about when we are comforting ourselves. When people say, when people comfort themselves with, amenunua gari mpya ya 7 million, but you never know where's jua labda ana amani nyumbani. And I said that is why I had to cut off a certain Christian friend of mine, because I understand the rationalizing of someone else's life so that you don't feel bad about yours. But that idea of always reducing people's successes to maybe ilikuwa wash labda aliibia watu pesa, maybe he's not happy in real life. I understand that could be the real thing, but you see, even for our confession here, there are days when he's happy. There are days when it hits him. Oh my goodness, I'm not such a good person. But also, you see, in his meanness. By the way, I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl. I can't tell. Can anyone tell if they are a boy or a girl? Okay, yeah, I really can't tell. There's nowhere where they've mentioned something that could tell me if they're a boy or a girl. But yeah, okay. But so for this person, you see, they say that they have some sort of guilt. And they have this inferiority complex where they know I'm not a good person in real life. And I think that is what also holds me back from why I've said I'm going to put social media on the side kidogo. Is because will I be able to live with myself if I come here and become a fraud? And I know, imagine me, I know how much I am trusted by my community. Sahi mtu akitaka kitu akuja niulize, I am so trusted. People know that Olive cannot recommend a bad thing. So mimi nikitaka kuwaosha sahi, naeza waosha. But I can't live with myself, right? So that is something that we also have to note, especially for people who are going into content creation. When you go into content creation and rubber meets road, ukiambiwa sasa unafaa kuuza betting. I saw ile ad ya, did anyone see ad ya Bridget? Anaitwa nani? Not Bridget. Our socialite anaitwa nani? Bridget nani? Anyway, whatever she was advertising is literally an escort job. Na iliekwa kwa social media, hata haikupambwa ati sijui nini, ati why are you hanging out, mbona umekaa nyumbani umechapa, hebu jitengeze vizuri ukuje, wazungu ni wengi huko wanataka kuspend pesa na hawana tu mtu wa kukaa nao over the weekend. It was an escort job. An actual ad for escorts is on social media. So if you're going into the content creation scene, if you get to that point where you are supposed to like now make money. Because even me, wacha tu niseme tu kweli, wacha niongee. Even this podcast, as much as I am looking for, I'm always looking for people to advertise on the podcast and all of that. Sai betting company kiniambia ni advertise. Am I willing to? Am I ready to advertise betting company on this podcast? I don't think I would advertise betting. One, because I myself do not bet. I genuinely do not bet. Me wasi bet. The second thing is I know what betting does to people. You've seen people who've gambled their homes. You've seen broken families from just gambling. You've seen that is where the youth drown when there are no jobs and all of that. You've seen what betting has done to the community. Am I willing to take that up, and will I sleep at night? So those are some of the things you think about if you're going to come into the content creation space. And happynature.adventure1, you're saying you should not mistreat innocent people because you were mistreated. That is true. And that is why, you see, our confessionalist, he knows. I don't know whether it's a he or she, but she knows. You see, he says that he has this inferiority complex where he knows other people are more morally upright than me. So it doesn't give him peace. And that is exactly what drives his entire social work. So he's into social work and donations, meaning he's supporting charities, and he's also supporting like social work around the community that helps elevate the community. And the only drive for that is his guilt from knowing that he's actually not a good person. He's mistreating people. He's using people. He's actually said he drops friends who are not useful to him anymore. Now, last week, tulikuwa tunaongelea friendship and what happens when your friend grows richer than you. But yes, you've heard him say, once someone gets useless, I can't use them anymore. I move on. And that's how, like, that detachment. And I can see how they are very successful in life, because that's literally the capitalist system. The capitalist system, you have to get to the top by exploiting the people at the bottom. So that is why I've always said, I know I can be a millionaire. I can be a multi-millionaire. Whether I can be a billionaire is something I do not know. Because a billionaire, do you know how many, you've seen people doing the math of how to be a billionaire. It's not ethically possible to be a billionaire. Not ethically. It's not possible to be a billionaire. You being a billionaire means you can give everyone in the world some money, a portion of your money. Every single person in the world, you can give them a portion of your money. Kidogo too, you can give them. So, like, you can imagine the amount of wealth people are talking about when they talk about billionaires. So when you think about the capitalist system, and this is what we were saying even in the first hour, when you look at that International Women's Day event, that was an event that was a corporate event that was not necessarily for empowering women. And the women who planned that event, even the women who attended that event, knowing what the agenda is, they're not here to advance the woman. And that is something you have to make peace with. Hata Mkasilava anatuambia hapa, kuoshwa ni constant. Utaoshwa kwa sababu you believe people, when someone says, I empower women, you genuinely believe they're empowering women. You genuinely believe whatever they're doing is for the empowerment of women. But if you look clearly, if you just look into it clearly, are they really empowering women? Isn't this just another event? And you know, women will come and they will feel like, oh, this is for them. But in real sense, it's just another number in the books. Wakiandika reports that quarter, watasema, we did a women's event, we got this much nini, we got this much traction. It's just another event. Know how the capitalist works. And I've told you, I've recommended again, go watch The Laundromat on Netflix. It will open up your mind to how the world actually works. And you'll realize how important it is to just create your own simple, safe space here. Do not go out there looking like you want to. Do not go out there chasing things. You can. I'm not saying you can't. But when you're going out there, know what you're signing up for. And you see our confessionals, this person knows exactly what they were signing up for. They know, and every day they know, I need to step on Nini, I need to step on this person, and I don't feel good about it. I know I'm doing a wrong thing, but I'm not about to go back to being someone who's helpless. I'm not about to go back to being someone who's being bullied. I will make my money whatever way. Because it's also, as much as I'm not at peace, it's also a very good thing to just tell myself, I want to go to the Maldives and book a flight now. It's also very nice. It's a very nice option to have. So at the end of the day, when you're split between money and morals, what happens? So if you're just coming in, this is the In All Honesty podcast, and this is the second hour of our TBC radio show. This comes to you every Monday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on IG Live by yours truly, Orawo. And today we were talking about social media pressures and what is your relationship with social media. And you've seen someone like this. You've seen someone like our confession today who's made it out big. And you say there's something he practiced. When I said, watu wa maandamano, he said he practiced how to be eloquent, how to be he gained a good charismatic personality to be able to convince people. Wacha nikwambia kuna mtu akona mdomo tamu kama con man. Hey, marry me now. Hakuna mtu akona mdomo tamu kama con. A con man can convince you. They can sell water to fish. A con man and mdomo tamu. So that is one of the things that they had to learn. So even you, while you're looking from home and you've seen this person on social media and they're telling you, go ahead. I won't mention which careers, but people who come here and tell you, this is how to be successful. This is how I did this and that. Wake up at this time and this time. What they're not telling you is how you'll have to treat people. What they're not telling you is how lonely, genuinely, when they say it's lonely at the top, how lonely genuinely is at the top, because you have no genuine friends. Any person you have in your life is a pawn. This person is supposed to be used in your chessboard at any particular point. So you're aware of that. Are you willing to go in for that life? And I have never told anyone, do not go for something. I'm just telling you, when you're signing up, be ready for what that other side is like. But if you sign up and you decide that's your path, imagine, I'm not here to judge. I will never judge. Don't judge. We are all peasants. Happynature.adventure, you're saying, I doubt if her donations are genuine. But that's what she said. She said the only drive behind her donations and social work is because she's guilty about how she treats people. Let me read that part because I think I remember where it was. Here. I am constantly aware of the fact that there are a lot of honest and hardworking people who will rightfully condemn me. I feel that I am inferior as a human being to highly virtuous people, and this inferiority complex is the main drive behind all my social work and donations. Amesema anajua. Only a very self-aware person. I will give them props for emotional intelligence. Very self-aware. Anajua kila kitu. Happy Nature, you continue to say, she's doing donations for popularity and content. I don't know who you're talking about now, but if it's our confessions, amesema it's out of guilt. And they also know that's a tool. Unajua sahi, if someone is supporting you, someone comes here and gives you unga every day, they give you food to eat, they give you they encourage you. Do you know the day you find out this person is not a good person, it is very difficult to cancel this person. So they know it's also a tool you use to keep people, what is it called? To keep people hooked. It's a tool you use. And you see, that is what our politicians were using as well. They thought this idea of coming around campaigns every year and then you give people unga here and there, that is what will keep people voting for you. So they were really surprised last year when they went to places with now their ungas and all of that, and people were like, get out of here. And they realized, oh wait, if this won't work, guys, we are in hot soup. Happy Nature, you continue to say, I came to realize you are the only person responsible for your life. Nobody cares. Yes, and this is something that a lot of people say. No one is coming to save you. No, it's Jules who says a lot. No one is coming to save you. You are on your own. You're responsible for the things that happen in your life. Yes, other people might affect how things go on in your life. But at the end of the day, it is you who takes control. Whether you want to be the victim, like this person. And I think I have mentioned it before, that I respect a bad person who knows where they stand than someone who has no backbone. Let me tell you, I'm giving this man, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, I must give her props. I must give you your flowers. You know exactly where you stand. I'm a bad person. I do bad things to get where I'm going, but I know that I am not ready to go back to being helpless. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with sleepless nights where I think about the things I've done to people. I am okay with living in guilt, ni sawa. But I know the reward for me in all this is, for once, I love success and I love power. He actually used those exact words. You may realize Happy Nature is calling this person a she, and we are calling this person a he. There's a place he said, slowly I became more obsessed with power and success. And that is why even you guys keep asking yourself why these politicians are they're greedy. Utakuwaje na shamba over 200 acres across the nation, na bado unataka kugrabia mtu wako na 50 by 100. Hiyo yake ndogo bado unataka. It's greed. And when you get to that point, power and success gets to your head, and that's not a place you want to live. And you see how I'm not saying Yashinsky is those people, but there's a song where is it G2? I think in G2 he says, kuna mlango gani siwezi fungua na jina, ebu come unidea. So you can imagine when you've gotten to that point where if someone says, we cannot get that. You can tell them, go and tell them it's Olive who said bring it. And that's all you need to do. Just go tell them it's Olive. Success and power is ridiculous. The fact that you can walk into any door, there is no door that will hesitate for you. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Do you know how dangerous that can be to the human brain? So yeah, think about it, even on social media. Mkazi love, Maldives, hello. Maldives tunayo hatuna. That is what money buys you. So when you say money does not buy happiness, it might not buy peace, but happiness, however, yes, we can contradict that. Happy nature, you're saying it's a woman. It's not greed, it's evil. Is there a difference? Is there a difference between greed and evil? Because I think greed is the one that drives people to all the evil in the world. Look at how corporate works. It's greed. It's just greed at the end of the day. Because what unafanya nini na G-Wagon, na Jeep, na Ford Ranger? Hizi gari tatu unafanyia nini? Unafanyia nini? Ama maybe mimi ndo sija unlock that type of wealth, so I don't understand. What are you doing with a Ford Ranger? What are you doing with a Jeep? So all of them packed in your compound. What for? They all do the same function. They all do the same function. So I think greed and evil I could use them interchangeably. Because you see even what our politicians are doing. You see they are willing to go to the lengths of killing someone. And what for? It's just greed. You just want to keep that money. You want to keep having access to this power and whatever. So at the end of it, I think I would use greed and evil interchangeably. About this person being a woman, I'm not even going to I'm not going to argue about that. I don't know their gender. If they're a woman, they're a man. At the end of the day, we're just deriving the lesson. Happy nature, you also say hyena is greed, but not evil. A hyena is greedy, but not evil. You know, hyenas can eat you alive. That's not evil. Hyenas, is it hyenas who it's hyenas who can bite a part of your body while you're like they eat? You know how a lion kills you first? Like a lion will make sure you're dead. A hyena will eat you while you're walking. Kazi love, you're saying tunanunua magari juu hayako mbinguni. So if you buy all three of them, you can only drive one at a time. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But again, if you're just coming in, this is the In All Honesty podcast coming to you every Monday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on TBC Radio Show. And yes, nimesahau the whole whatever. But we are talking about social media pressures and what is your relationship with social media. So the confessional we've had here is of someone who actually is deceiving people. And the title he gave here was, or she gave, happy nature pole. The title she gave is, I've lied to, deceived, and manipulated a lot of people in order to become successful. And it worked. So this is the person who's manipulating people. So if you're looking at the context of social media, this is the person behind the scene who's deceiving people. Like in the first hour, we mentioned the girl. I usually don't know her name, but she's very popular. The girl who went to deposit Sijue a check for 100 million. Was it 100 million or something? Yes, that one. Me, the first time I saw her content, I just thought to myself, this doesn't make sense. First of all, why are you creating content for Sijui just being rich? It don't make sense. It honestly doesn't make sense for me. And so those are some of the things that we need to look out for. And we said even in the first hour, you need to have enough emotional intelligence to discern on social media, to know when someone is just clout chasing, to know when someone is trigger baiting, to know when someone is not real, when some things are not real genuinely. Na wazazi wetu na AI. Whoever introduced AI should have put an age limit. Because parents are just out here forwarding videos and they're very, you see this happened here. Abeg, rest mami. Go to your shamba and look out. Chuna skuma uko utulia ama wote jua nje. AI and our parents has really deceived them. So you can imagine the number of things that people actually believe on social media. Happy nature, you say, bad people are bad because they are bad. You should not make an excuse for being bad. But there's no excuse for it. You've just accepted to be bad. Yeah, they are bad and they've accepted it. Yeah, and that's it. Like, I know I'm bad, but I'm not willing to give up the comfort of success and power. I know. And I'm willing I'll go and give contributions to whatever, what is it called? I'll go give my contributions and do social work contributions there, here and there. But I know I'm bad. And you see, this person has accepted. They've said, I know I'm a bad person. And I even feel I have an inferiority complex because I know there are people who are morally upright and they're more hardworking than me. They know. And I've seen on social media also, there is this, if we're not keen, on social media, there is also people deceiving you that you can make it out big, you can make money, What they don't tell you is you might have to compromise your morals. They won't tell you that. So you'll just think I need to do this and that. Once you're in is when, hey, I think I'll play that song. Once you're in is when you realize, oh, here I have to sell my soul for me to make it out like that person. And sometimes you're too in, too deep. Yeah. I think there's a song by, I think her name is Ayana Lee, where she says, my idols lied to me. So once you get there, they don't tell you, ukishaingia kwa hiyo scene ndio sasa you realize here you have to sell your soul to the devil. Here there are things you'll have to do that are not okay. And this is not something that someone will tell you on social media. Even while, but I think it's Bridget, the one who came to sell an escort service on social media. They won't tell you when people say it's speculation, but a socialite has never come out and say, this is what we do to get money. So they'll just show you I'm popping champagne bottles. They'll just show you I'm in Dubai. They'll just show you a Chanel bag. But in real sense, hebu nionyeshe vile unatengeza hiyo pesa ya ukweli. Just show me so that I go and do. So again, it comes down to what we discussed in the first hour. When you're seeing people on social media, you do not have the full context of their life. When Olave has posted a video for you going out on Monday and she posts another video on Friday of her going out again, you haven't asked yourself, between Tuesday and Thursday, what was Olave doing, right? So you just think, oh, I saw 2 videos this week where Olave was out, so Olave must be going out a lot. You've not even cumulated all the videos in that year and realized, in the whole of this year, Olave was only out 3 times. But you, because you saw these videos, you're like, Olave was out a lot, right? Happy Nature, you continue to say, someone hurt you, change. Therapy, be a good person. Don't hurt the innocent. You hurt the people who never hurt you. Why? Aki, Happy Nature. Aki, I understand your point of view. But kama mtu ni mbaya, what to do? It's for you, and I think it's you who even said that no one is coming to save you. You're responsible for yourself. So the person who's decided to be a bad person, we cannot change them. We are not therapy for people who've already grown old. So it is you to decide. You who's the one who might get stepped on. It is for you to set boundaries. It is for you to find your identity and know how to stand on it. It is for you to know what values you're willing to stand with. It is for you to know that you're not willing to fall victim for particular things, but you cannot go and change someone else. If someone is a bad person, they're a bad person. That's not your responsibility to change them. It's your responsibility to make sure you do not fall victim of them, right? So at the end of the day, I really get where you're coming from. I know you are hurt by this person. And I know it is so bad that you're not supposed to hurt other people just because you're hurt. It is actually careless. And in that case, you hata ufai kuwa na huruma. Ukipatikana wewe ni wale watu ati because you hurt me, even me, I'm hurting you. That's on you. Whatever comes to you, comes to you. And I think we talked about it in the episode where we were talking about money etiquette. When you do something to someone, and then they get back at you. When they get back at you, it doesn't matter how they get back at you. That one you can't control. So you're the one who threw the first punch. Yes. If they come and kick you with a bullet, with a boot of steel, that's on you. That's the fight you chose, the bed you made, lie in it. Cassie Love, you're saying, I use social media for the social aspect of it. The reason why it was started to begin with, I feed myself with knowledge and positivity. That is so true. And I've actually seen Cassie Love using social media. She is very balanced. Maybe you should offer consultancy on how to balance out use of social media. Because Cassie Love has actually managed to make good, what is it called? Work-wise. She's able to optimize social media for her work very well. She has a very good balance of what's happening on social media for entertainment and laughs and all of that, while still being detached. I don't see things online and then set standards in my own life for what I've seen on social media. So at the end of the day, yes, I really do agree with that. You just use it for the social aspect. And a lot of times, sometimes people tell me things and I'm like, I'm not on that side of social media. Mimi kwangu tu ni memes, encouragement, maybe hapa kule, music, kidogo. You, which side of social media is this where you are angry throughout? Me, I'm on social media for a good time. I like to laugh. I'm here to laugh. If your content is not for laughing, get out. Or knowledge. I've learned a lot from social media. And even my initial knowledge on psychology and emotional intelligence, a lot of it was from social media. But I also have to take everything on social media very carefully. Even if I learn something on social media, I have to go and do my research again so that I know exactly what it is. Because social media also, there's human beings. So they have their own biases as well. Happy Nature, you continue to say, she hasn't accepted. She's hurting and misusing people. she hasn't accepted. She has. She literally says, let me read that part. I hope I can find it because that one was in between. Let me see if this is the last paragraph. She says, still, I have so many enemies that I can never relax, and I've spent my entire life in a survival mood, which is often exhausting and depressing. I would be lying if I said I've never been envious of people with ordinary, simple lives. There are times, more often than I care to admit, when I lie awake at night reminiscing about rules I've cheated and people I've abandoned. So I really don't know what to think. I don't even know what I am feeling right now. Just needed to get this off my chest. So they have accepted that they're not living a peaceful life. They actually stay up at night. They're not happy with themselves. That they know. But also there's a part where she says, I don't remember where it is, but also I know that if I were to go back in time, I would still do the exact same things. Yeah. But I also know that if I were to go back in time, I would still do the exact same things. I don't know why. A part of me hates myself for being a despicable person that I am, but another part applauds me for becoming exactly what I wanted to be. After all, I stopped being a weak, hopeless kid whose life and safety were at the mercy of other people's whims. Didn't I? I managed to build a life of my own in spite of all the nightmarish things and mental illnesses I had to endure as a kid. So at the end of the day, they are conflicted, but they're like, me, I'm not giving up power. Tumesema hapo kwa kufungua. Rispa Faith, Flo Adea, thank you. Rispa is the one selling, sorry, it's not Bridget. Rispa is the one selling an escort service. Walisema kuja mjini ujione. Rispa is the one selling an escort service. Imagine ni kazi. Emily Wilson, you're saying, may the universe bless Olive. Ni hayo kwa sasa. Amen. Iko wapi applause? Yeah, may the universe bless me, I beg. I'm so scared of being a fraud, but I think I'll also just need to look into it and see, maybe is it crippling me? Because even when I was planning the event with my partner Mkasi, I was just constantly like, what's the value that these people will get? What's the person who attends? Will they get value when they leave the event? Will they feel like this was valuable? Like I paid for my ticket and I got exactly what my ticket should afford me. I was so scared. That was my biggest scare about the event. I didn't even care if sijui labda chakula itakuwa mbaya, labda sijui nini. Those were not my problem. My problem was like, once you leave this event, will you feel like, yes, that was worth it? And I'm glad that is what happened. I am glad another project in the books where I am still not a fraud. Yes, people had a really good time over the Invest in You project over the weekend. I had put together what is it called? A networking event that was together with my event partner Mwanam Kasi, and we put together a networking event. We had sip and paint. We had a panel discussion that was very insightful, and also I was debuting my EQ in session masterclass where people just get to learn what emotional intelligence is and how to use it in real life. So it was oh my goodness, it was such a beautiful event. And even Mwanam Kasi even got me flowers. See how beautiful they are. Yeah, for people who will watch this on YouTube, you'll see the flowers. Mwanam Kasi got me flowers just to thank me for the event. I was like, people are doing so much. Mimi hata sikumbuki kununulia watu flowers. Am I a bad person? I'll do better. Emily Wilson, you say social media ni nzuri. Social media is good. Social media is good, by the way. I think the only times you need sometimes to disconnect is when it starts to affect yourself, you as a person. Because I said, even me, when I thought about deactivating my social media accounts earlier last year in October, right around October, it was because of the obligation that had been placed on me as an influencer. I felt like there was a lot being demanded of me. But in real sense, on social media, I was gaining so much. I had a lot of friends. I've met people on social media who've literally come through in my life with different things. I've made such good networks. I've learned a lot. Emotional intelligence, this is where my career has really sprouted. Social media is where people have gotten to learn who I am, what I offer. Even these things that you're now thanking me for, it is social media that has gotten you here. This conversation now that we are having, it's all happening on social media. Social media is not a bad thing. You just have to learn balance. And what is your relationship with social media? That's what we're asking in today's episode. Emily Wilson, you're also saying, if it wasn't for social media, I wouldn't have known Olive. True. Exactly what I've said. I didn't even know that was the next comment coming up. Yes, there's a lot of people I've met on social media who I'm just like, wow, social media is not bad. It's not bad. And as Mkasi Love has said, she knows how to use it for entertainment. What it was initially made for. When we made the first time when Akina MySpace and Facebook were being made, social media was that. But now it's so It's a tool that's being used even by the capitalists to now even push agendas. You remember in the first hour we talked about agenda setting with the media, how I even stopped watching news because it would get you so angry. Now imagine social media has become that. Even social media is literally an advertising platform. Particular companies want to push a particular agenda, different people want to push particular agenda. And if your state of mind is not set, if you're not set in who you are and what you want and what your values are, my friend, tutarudi tu hapa utupigie story yako ya kuoshwa. We are very ready. Hii podcast content, tunatambariza content every time. Na tunataka confession. So you either do better for yourself ama utupatie content. Either way, we are very happy. Happy Nature is the strict babe today. Happy Nature amesema hapana. Hata kama ulifanyiwa nini kama mtoto, you don't come here and bleed on people who didn't cut you. Happy Nature has said today, we usually have a strict babe every episode. Happy Nature is ours today. Ati huyo ako na trust issue. Happy Nature. Nani ako na trust issue huyo? Is it our confessional ama ni mimi? Poetry Dolly, at the moment things are not going well as she planned. She's not real to herself. She's jealous. Who be that now? I don't get it, Happy Nature. Are you still describing this same girl? Our confession. Things are not going well on her side. If things could be doing well, she couldn't be here. I don't get it. Are you still talking about our confession? Because our confession has said she's not happy. Imagine she's admitted it. She said she's not happy. Cassie Love, it was indeed a beautiful event. Oh, it was. I hope you guys don't miss the next one. We'll plan it. We'll make sure there's more noise and earlier on so that you even put tickets aside, like the Saya ticket, weke kando. Mkasi Love continues to say, nilikuwa narembesha your efforts na maua. Love it. Thank you so much. You're the best event partner to have ever lived. And at exactly 9:06, that's bringing us to the end of our podcast. If you're just coming in, we're closing in the podcast and we were talking about social media pressures and what is your relationship with social media. This is the In All Honesty podcast coming to you every Monday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on TBC Radio on Instagram Live with yours truly, Orawo. And if you've missed the live action here, do not worry. We always have the episodes. The episodes are on buyolive.com. The link is in my bio. And you can always buy a full episode, the 2-hour unedited, unadulterated episode for only 75 Kenyan shillings. And also on YouTube, you can subscribe to our membership. Our membership is 322 shillings. That is if you're Kenyan. But of course, YouTube is charging in dollars, which is $2.45. Yeah, it's about $2.45. So that's about it. And you get the video content for YouTube. That is a 2-hour show. But if also you just want the podcast hour of the show, don't worry. By Kesho, where you stream your podcasts, you should be able to find it there. But I am super grateful to everyone who's joined our live today. I hope it was I hope you gained information. I hope you gained insight. I hope you learn, you introspect, because a lot of what the podcast episodes are supposed to do is to just help you understand where you're at and also gain perspective of where other people are. And I hope you get to learn. I genuinely hope you get to learn. And you do better so that we're not all out here with pressure every day. You're angry about sijui nani today. You're angry about another person. These things you're angry about don't even put food on your table. Do you know how wild that is? It doesn't pay the bills in your house. And you're here angry about sijui bahati, angry about sijui nani. So be very keen on your mental health, especially when interacting with people on social media. If you need to take a break, that is okay. We've said there are people who have actually muted other people. At some point, Joy Candy is the only person I ever muted. This girl was traveling and then she had a banging body. She was hitting the gym. And at the time, I was just like, I can't even get myself out of bed. Wacha ni mute for now. So once I got into a healthier place, I came back. I enjoyed her content. So you're allowed to mute people from the over 25 episode. I think it was Lonzi and Jules who said they muted one of their friends. There's a time when a friend was doing so well and then they were struggling. It's okay to just put them out kidogo of your vision so that you don't feel whatever you're feeling. Na si ati ni wivu, it's also self-preservation. It's just like self-preservation. And sometimes you can pull out of social media. If it's too much, it's heavy on your mental. Pull out. It's okay to deactivate your account and come back later. There's someone here who said they deactivated their accounts on social media and didn't use their phone as much immediately after campus because everyone seems to be doing so well. Everyone is getting jobs. You are at home. Again, remember, everything you see on social media, you don't have the full context of. Remember that. Constantly remind yourself you are on your own timeline. Constantly remind yourself you don't get the full context of what you're seeing on social media and you have your own timeline. Your things will work out in a different way. Your things will work out at their own time. So long as you're pushing yourself, you're doing better for yourself. Comparison is the killer of joy. Comparison is the killer of joy. Remind yourself constantly. I hope you remember to remind yourself. For those people who wanted consultation, please, you can contact me. Please do not DM. DM has so many DMs right now. I can't even get to them. Please, you can reach me through, what is it called? Either WhatsApp. We have a WhatsApp number on my site, or my email address. That's an easier way to reach me for business. So everything is actually in the link, the link in my bio as well as my bio. So you can contact me there and we can get to talk. But we are closing up. I just want to read the last comments that have just come here while I was yapping, instead of closing the podcast. Happy Nature, you said the confessor. At the moment, things are going murama for her. They're going segem negems. Sababu, why do you shame people for your own growth? Hata bwana yako, maajabu. Mention bwana yake hapa, sijasikia bwana yake hapa. But anyway, I get what you're saying. Yes, at the end of the day, she's not at peace with herself. I hope she finds herself. I don't know what to hope for her. Whatever it is that her heart desires, I hope she gets it. The Cookie 254, you're saying thanks. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed our conversation today. Catch it on buyolive.com. Catch it on buyolive.com, or yes, everything should be there. I said I created a site that if you want anything, check on BuyOlive. I've put everything there. But until next week, we'll get to talk again. I'll see if I can put the podcast prompts earlier. It has been hectic. Yani mimi ni March na bado nasema Happy New Year kwa sababu it's hectic on my end. But I don't know what song I should close the episode with. There's a song that I really, really like. It really speaks to me. It's a personal song. So I don't know whether it's your type of song, but I'll play it for you because it's a beautiful song that really speaks to just moving at your own pace. It's very lovey-dovey, imetulia, haina kelele kama marabenta niliwaplayia earlier, but you might like it. Happy Nature, you're asking if someone can call. No, the business number cannot be called, but you can WhatsApp. You can only WhatsApp as of now because I'm handling everything by myself, so it's difficult to get calls and all of that. So it's restricted. Calls are restricted because ukifungua tu calls, conmen pia wako busy na wewe sana. Madam, tunaona umetuma pesa, tumetuma 1 million hapo. Yeah, so calls are very difficult for a number that's that public for now. But once I'm able to build a team and all of that, we should be able to take calls. But please feel free to WhatsApp, even send a voice note if you really want to call, please. But we'll keep talking. Please talk to me through the contacts. They are all in my on my bio. And that's it for now. Oh, my cousin is just joining. Hey, Nivi. We are closing. Hata tumepitisha time. We are closing. But thank you so much for joining. This has been the In All Honesty podcast on our TBC radio show, coming to you every Monday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. by yours truly, Orawo, right here on IG Live. Today we were talking about social media pressures and what is your relationship with social media. We've had a full 2-hour show. Get it on buyolive.com from tomorrow onwards, or where you stream your podcasts. But until next time, bye. I'll play you Poet by Malia. It's a beautiful song. I hope you like it as much as I do like it.